What does it take to deliver a really good demo? Well, before we answer that, let's take a look at some of the mistakes I've seen in many of the demos I've listened to or coached on. Mistake number 1, they do a demo. Now, I know at first this may sound strange to you, but let me explain. The big mistake a lot of people make is their demo is a tour of the product or service. They do a demo instead of selling on the demo. Remember, you are selling the demo, not giving a tour of the demo. Think about this for a second. Would you ever buy a product without understanding its purpose or its capabilities? I'm guessing your answer to the question is no. It is imperative that you know exactly what you're getting and what it can do in return for your money. True? And that is why qualifying is so important. Pre-qualification before the demo is best, but if you don't have the time to do, then qualification at the start of your demo is essential. Because you need to know the key reasons that would make your potential client buy or upgrade the service or product you're about to demonstrate. Never assume they will take it just by showing them it. That is why mistake number 2 is people don't ask enough questions when qualifying the client. Try to find 3 key reasons why they should have it. Could be pain points cured or improvements made or time saved, to name a few, but gain key things that matter during your qualification. Mistake number 3 is they sell every little feature and benefit, every bell and whistle, instead of simply selling what really matters to the client. This is a big mistake because selling too many things that don't really matter to them at this point in time can have the opposite effect and make the client confused and overwhelmed. Only sell the things that matter to them. This is huge. For example, let's say a SaaS business, that's software as a service, has a tool that does, let's say 12 things. But the client has mentioned 3 key things that they really need, and that's what they're looking for. Well, hone right in on the 3 key things and sell them really, really well. This has proven to be the most successful way to do it. Mistake number 4, they don't gain agreements throughout. Many make the mistake of showing, then asking for the feedback at the end. Remember, you're selling. So during your progress through the demo, gain little agreements, little yeses. This is useful or this will mitigate that problem. Gaining agreements throughout is persuading the client to say yes at the end. Mistake number 5, neglect to read your audience and adjust accordingly. Reading the audience you have and adjusting accordingly is important. It may be senior decision makers that want a high level overview, or it may be an IT person that wants the fine detail, but make sure you read your audience and adjust accordingly. Mistake number 6, poor next steps and poor follow-ups. I've heard so many demos fall to pieces at the end. They just go out like a little campfire in a rainstorm. People don't relay the next steps with actions, times and dates, and some even forget to follow up at all. Make sure you close the show with the next steps clearly outlined. Now you know the mistakes, let's piece together the perfect demo. Number 1, make sure you've qualified it. Pre-qualification is so important before you deliver the demo. This way you know what the key points are that you need to sell to them and they'll agree because you'll found out what matters to them first. Number 2, signpost at the start. Signpost is like a mini agenda of the steps you're going to take them through. Tell them the steps and then get yes out of them by asking, sound good? This way you're in total control and you're persuading them from the off. The client is also more at ease because they know how it's going to go. There is a start and a finish. Number 3 is make it engaging. Ask questions, gain agreements throughout, and tell stories to keep people fully engaged. Number 4, link their wants and needs with your solutions and focus right in on selling the key points that matter to them and not every feature and benefit. Number 5, make sure you discuss the next steps and follow up. Make sure if you can get a time and date in the diary for the follow-up. It's important that you take control and lead this part of the demo. At the end of your product demo, include some time for any last minute questions the prospect may have. If there's something you aren't able to cover during the demonstration, send a recap email to set up another meeting. And include details about what you've covered during the meeting to ensure you're both on the same page. Here's a good example from the writers of HubSpot. Hi, thanks for exploring X today. It seems like the product name is a good fit for you and your team, especially in these areas. Cover feature 1 will allow you to accomplish X, feature 2 will help you with Y challenge, and feature 3 will mitigate Z. You mentioned that you'll need to run this by other stakeholders or names of decision makers, so I'm attaching 2 resources. This Helpful Product Resource 1 and Helpful Product Resource 2. The next step is, and then tell them your action item. Please let me know if you have any questions. If not, I'll talk to you on, and then a time and date. All the best, and then your name. Now, let's take a look at your action items from this module. Check over the big mistakes and make sure you don't do any. What parts of the perfect demo do you need to add to your game? What parts do you need to improve in your game? Practice. Can you listen back to your demos? If so, do so and rate your performance. Then look at how you can improve. Oh, and one last thing. Remember to engage your clients. You should be listening more than talking, so ask them questions, gain agreements out of them, and tell them stories that captivate.